progress. The scientists are making progress. Unfortunately, the problem is so difficult and there's so many different approaches. It is really hard to get a kind of picture of what all that scientific progress really adds up to. Not because the scientists are not doing their job, but just because the material is so highly developed and complex. I've seen some encouraging things. Well, just this morning, Bernard Bars was talking about oscillations and relations between waves that are oscillating at different rates. I think that might be a very promising idea in looking for the neural basis or the neural correlates of conscious activity. I think it's a very promising line. So in a way, that's a direction for the future. But otherwise, my view of the future is this. We've been at this for about 300 years, right? Ever since Descartes, the mind-body problem, the relation between our physical constitution and our consciousness, has been a puzzle, right? Descartes recognized it, Spinoza recognized it, Leibniz recognized it, Newton recognized it in their way. So we've been at this a long time. Very clever people involved for 300 years. I think we're in a conceptual framework that has been explored, all right? We are not going to find a solution to the leading problem. The leading problem, that's the hard problem by Chalmers' term. It's the question of, given our Constitution, why should there be consciousness at all, right? We can say when we see a red shirt, light waves are reflected into our eyes. There are plenty of neural activities. But why is there any red in our experience? That's the hard problem, all right? I don't think we are going to solve the hard problem within our present conceptual framework, right? So I think what's going to happen in the future, I could say I've recently had a paper come out where I try to show how we might begin to move toward a different conceptual scheme. But the thing with changes of conceptual schemes is they can only happen slowly. And you can't see, right, given the set of concepts we have right now, you cannot see what the future conceptual system will look like, right? You can only get a kind of a glimmer of where the problems are, and try out various things that might relieve the problem a little bit, and then if we get enough of those, eventually we'll have a different way of looking at things which will seem to us more intellectually satisfying about what we now call the hard problem. So I think that's what has to happen, but in the nature of the thing, you can't say very much about how it's, though in this paper that recently came out, I've done my bit to try to envisage how we might move to a few different ways of looking at things that, if we made those moves, might seem more satisfying to us than anything we have within the current conceptual scheme.